All right. So let's touch a little bit on this showbiz thing. So, well, I love your origin story. How did you get discovered?
So my family had moved to LA from Canada in 82. And for my dad, he found a great job in LA. And I was really into movies as well as music, but really into movies. And at that point thinking one day I want to go to UCLA Film School, and would just go through the LA Weekly and the Reader and all that and look for interesting film events and go to movies all the time. And somehow, it was Filmex. I think it was through Filmex. There used to be a film festival every year called Filmex. And I think they were sponsoring, I don't know if it was the premiere, but it was premiere-ish of Blue Thunder in probably
Tom Cruise, right?
Pardon?
Was that Tom Cruise?
No, it was Roy Scheider.
Okay.
Malcolm McDowell with helicopters going through LA. Directed by, I think John Badham directed it, who was really good. So anyways, it was at the old Avco Center Cinema on Wilshire.
Mm.
And my brother and I bought tickets for it. And I remember seeing Arnold Schwarzenegger walk by. And so there were some stars there. And we got there late and had to sit in the front row. And I was already over 6 feet tall. So I'm just slumped there, hating life, waiting for the movie to start. And a woman came up to me. I see one of my girls staring at me through the window. A woman came up to me and asked, "Are you an actor?" And I looked at her like she was crazy. No. And she asked, had I ever wanted to be an actor? No. Very skeptical. And then she introduced herself as a casting director and said that they were looking for kids for a movie. And I was totally nonplussed. Even though I was really into movies, I just thought this is shifty or something like that. And I can't remember exactly what we talked about, but I asked for some background, like, okay, so who's directing it or something like that. And she said, well, it's going to be directed by a guy who used to write for National Lampoon magazine. And then I literally kind of went, oh, what? Really? And perked up a bit.
Be an actor.
Yeah. Yes, I'm an actor. And then she asked if I would want to audition. And I probably went, maybe. And then she said, well, why don't you write down my number? Do you have a pen? And I go, no. Kind of like, no, like just a snot-nosed kid. And then at that point, I became conscious that the guy beside me, who I didn't know, was like this, listening to the whole thing. And he goes, I have a pen, and handed me his pen. So he was fascinated. He was more into it than I was. So I wrote down the number and then called her. And she said, you can come, do you want to come audition just for me and my team, or audition for the director? And I said, maybe I'll audition for you first, because that's not something I've ever done before. And so I did, and went to Universal and saw, oh, this is legit. And I think she'd sent me the script. I remember reading the script and hating it. And it was I just thought it was awful. I didn't like teen movies, and I just, oh, this is like Porky's, which I hadn't even seen, but I didn't think it was very good. And my parents said, just go with it. This could be fun. Could be a fun summer job. So I auditioned for her, and she said, great, why don't you come audition for the director? And so then I met him, and that went well. And then there's a music angle too, because I had buttons from England, because I was always a big Anglophile. So I had a button at the Jam and probably the Clash. And I remember him asking if I'd ever seen the Jam. I went, no. And I was still mad at my parents for not letting me see the Jam at Perkins Palace in 82. I don't know if either of you were there. But he was saying he had seen the Jam in Chicago. And I go, oh, wow. So I think mostly we talked about music, which was fun. And he was good at getting a rapport with kids. So that was kind of it. And then it went on and on and on for months, but it was just kind of fun.
Can I ask, because you were not dressed how you are now, just kind of like a nice little preppy shirt, collared shirt. How are you dressed? Because you must have caught her attention with whatever.
Oh, well, she was looking Yeah, she was looking for nerds. So let's not forget that.
Yes.
So what
Uh,
were you wearing
so
like a members
I-
only?
Yeah.
Something similar, maybe. I was trying to dress like a mod because I was really into mod music. That's still my favorite.
So you were failing miserably at dressing
I
like
don't know.
mom.
I don't know if I was, but I do remember. Oh, actually, this is relevant. I think it was not long before that that I cut out a coupon for a hairstylist place on Melrose from the LA Weekly, and it said they would do punk and new wave and mod haircuts. Awesome, I'll take a mod one. And I don't remember the name of the place or anything, but I went and the guy was horrible and he cut my ear. He was just bad, and my hair wasn't responding, so it was the worst. And it was a really bad, obviously visibly bad haircut. And I think I had that haircut when she saw me walking down the aisle going, there's a nerd that'll work cheap, I'm sure.
Wow.
Let's sign him up.